Hey again, and welcome to A Pint of Astrobiology, the show where I discuss the latest conundrums in the field of astrobiology over a pint of beer. My name is Ben Pierce. I am an astrobiologist, an amateur brewer of beer, and your humble host. And today I'm drinking a very special beer that I brought back from my trip to Belgium last week. This is Chimay Blue Grand Reserve. Brewed in a Trappist monastery in Belgium, this beer has a perfect score on ratebeer.com and is ranked fifth overall for Trappist beers worldwide. I cannot stress enough how excited I am to be drinking this beer with you all today. Oh, the aroma is just super malty. Its flavor is just so good. Today's episode is about the odds of life being present elsewhere in the galaxy. And I'm not talking about intelligent life, although tune in next week for an episode about that. Let's just start with any life, most likely microbial life. After all, microbes were the only life forms present on planet Earth for the first 3 billion years after life's emergence. Now, to be completely transparent, unlike this beer, we're not going to be able to use statistics to answer this question. Most statisticians would agree that the minimum sample size in order to get a meaningful result is 100. And the sample size for the number of planets that are confirmed to be inhabited with life is 1, Earth. So we're going to have to use a different strategy. Although we don't know the actual probability that life is out there, we do know a few things. For instance, we know that there are roughly 100 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. That's our galaxy. And we know that roughly 50% of the stars in our galaxy have a planet orbiting in the habitable zone of that star, which is the region where liquid water could exist on these planets' surfaces. We know this because we've observed over 5,000 exoplanets in the Milky Way so far, which statisticians would agree is a significant sample size. But what we don't know is which fraction of these worlds, these habitable worlds, would have had the right conditions for long enough for it to be statistically likely for life to emerge. In other words, we still don't know if life is common, rare, or somewhere in between. But let's say that life emerges on 1 in every 2 habitable planets. Not every time, but fairly common. Well, then we would expect life to be inhabiting 25 billion planets in the Milky Way. So if you look up at the night sky, that's 1 in every 4 stars you look at has a planet with life on it. On the other hand, let's say that life's emergence is extremely improbable. So say life emerges on 1 in every million planets in the habitable zone. Well, then we would expect life to be inhabiting about 50,000 planets in the Milky Way. So much less than 25 billion, but still hopeful. Either way you look at this question, whether life is common or rare, it's pragmatic to say we probably aren't alone out here. We are just one set of life forms living on a rock we call Earth. Somewhere else, there's another group of life forms living on a rock they call Black Dragon. The point is, it is well worth searching for life on other worlds. But are we clever enough to find it? I hope so. Oh, and if you're interested in how we're going to find that life on other worlds, check out episode 1 on this channel. That's all for today. Cheers. I'm not going to chug this. It's just too good. I gotta savor it. Savor.